let's go to learn how to prepare the title. The title is very important, for first impressions are strong impressions. The title ought therefore to be well studied and to give, so far as its limited permit, a definite and concise indication of what is to come, was said by a famous British physician and inventor Cliff Albert. So, the title is the first impressive things for a paper. That means the title is very, very important. Why? Because this title will be read by thousands of people. Among them, perhaps few people, if there are any, will read the entire paper. But many people will only read the title, either in the original journal, in one of the secondary, like abstracting or indexing database, or in a search engine output or otherwise. For me, the same thing. I cannot read all paper with the entire paper. Some of the paper, perhaps I can only just read the title. Therefore, all words in the title should be chosen with great care, and their association with one another must be carefully managed. Perhaps the most common error in defective titles are certainly the most damaging one in terms of comprehension is faulty syntax. That means the word order is wrong. So, what is good title? We define it as the fewest possible words that can describe the contents of the paper. 2 points, remember. Remember that the indexing and the abstracting service depends heavily on the accuracy of the title, as do individual computerized literature retro system. So, an improperly titled paper may be virtually lost or never reach its intended audience. That means, if your paper's title is not good enough, perhaps no one will find it. However, some authors mistakenly sacrifice clearly the title in the title is in an attempted to be writing, but the title of a paper need not or generally shouldn't be clever. It must be dear. That means should scientific and easily to understand or nice. It's kind. An example: the association between diuretic use and cardiovascular mortality could be an good title. The author should resist the temptation to use instead belong to he. That's not good. It's not scientific. About the length of the title, occasionally titles are too short, but much more open for many people's title. The titles are too long. Ironically, long titles are often less meaningful than short ones. Without question, most excessively long titles contain waste words. There are a lot of waste words in the long titles, such as often these waste words appear in red at the start of the title's words, such as studies on, investigations on, and observations on. All these words are necessary. We shouldn't put these kind of words on the title. An opening a and or the is also a waste word. Certainly, such words are useless for indexing purpose. In fact, we also need for the specific title. Some title like action of antibiotics on bacteria. Is it a good title? Of course, it's not. Why? In form, it is. It's short and carry no excess language, no waste words, but still not good. However, most titles they are too short. Because they include generally rather than specific words. So, for a title, a good title, there are need for specific terms. Such as the title Action of Antibiotics on Bacteria. We can safely assume that the study introduced by the above title didn't test the effect of all antibiotics on all kinds of bacteria. So, it's not good titles. Therefore, the title is meaningless. If only one or a few antibiotics were studied, they should be individually listed in the title. If only one or a few organisms were tested, they should be individually listed in the title also. If the number of antibiotics or organisms are equally large for listing in the title, perhaps a group name could be substituted. So, we can give some example of more accessible title for the above title, such as the following are good one. Action of streptomycin on microbacteria, tuberculosis. Action of streptomycin, tetracycline on gram positive bacteria. The first title that is one antibiotics and one kind of bacteria. One kind of organism. The second title is three kind of antibiotics on one group bacteria. So like the third title is action of polyantibiotics on plant pathogenic bacteria. They mean one group antibiotics and one group bacteria. Also, action of various anti-fusion antibiotics on candidin, albecin, and Apigeal fumigators is also good. So, in the title, there's some need for specific titles. Are they good enough? Yes, they are. They are not especially good because they are still too general. If the action of can be defined easily, perhaps that means clear. So, the question, are they good enough? No. They are still not good enough. For example, the first title might have been Thesis, inhibition of growth of Mycobacterium tuberculosis by streptomycin. So the action is not good enough. Perhaps inhibition of growth will be better. Now, we should also pay attention about the importance of the syntax, because most of the grammar errors in the title are due to the faulty word order. For example, mechanism of suppression of non-transmissible phenomenon pneumonia in mice induced by Newcastle disease virus. Unless this author has somehow managed to demonstrate the spontaneous generation, it must have been the pneumonia. The pneumonia was induced but not the mice. Should be the pneumonia was induced, not the mice. So the title should have read like mechanism of suppression of non-transmissible pneumonia induced in mice by Newcastle disease virus. Yes. So the sample is not good, but if we change it to like pneumonia induced in mice, it will be better. Another things we also should remember the title as a label. It normally is not a sentence because it is not a sentence with the usual subject, verb, object arrangement. It is simpler than a sentence, or at least it's shorter than a sentence. So the order of the words becomes even more important. Actually, A lot of journals do permit a title to be a sentence. That means in the title, if we include the subject, verb, object, is okay. Such as a famous journal says, the title is Fruit Flies Diversify their offspring in response to parasite infection. It's okay. One might object to such a title because the presence of a verb, in this case, diversify. But sometimes in most of the case is okay. Is a good title? Yes, it is. Also, we should pay attention about the meaning and the orders of the word in the title, for they are important to potential readers who see the title in the journal table of the contents. So the title should be useful as a label accompanies the paper itself. It should also be in a form suitable for the machine indexing system used by like chemical abstracts, Matlab, or others. In short, the terms in the title should be those highlight the significant contents of the paper. How to be highlight the significant contents of the paper. As an aid to the readers, journals commonly print running titles or running heads at the top of each page. Usually, the running title or running head as a short version of the title it is needed because of space limitations. It can be wise to suggest an appropriate running title. We also should pay attention about the abbreviations and the jargon. Titles should almost never contain abbreviations, chemical formulas, proprietary names, jargon, and the like. In designing the title, the author should ask, how would I look for this kind of information in an index? How would I look for it? If you are search some paper, what kind of type word you will type in? You will keep that in mind when you prepare the title. For example, in a title include the words hydrochloric acid is okay, but if you change it HCl, which one do you think is better? Of course, hydrochloric acid will be good. Most of us would look under HY in index note and HC. However, by far the best rule for the authors is to avoid abbreviations in the title. And the same rule should apply to the abbreviatory names, jargons, and unusual or outdated terminologies. Sometimes, if it's not easy to search, the word is not suitable for be put in the title. We will know a little bit more about the title format. Many editors are opted to main title subtitle arrangement. and to hiding titles. But sometimes the hiding titles is considerable better. For example, studies on bacteria wall, cell wall of this kind of perhaps is okay. And sometimes also like this kind of example, like environmental sense in the media, effect of opting viewpoints and risk and uncertain perceptions. So the main title, subtitle, arrangement, or hunting titles sometimes is fun. Last, I will show 3 papers title. These papers are recently published in the famous cancer journal, Cancer Cell. Are they good titles or not? You guys should have a look about these kind of titles. Are they good or not? Some the titles, all 3 titles are the sentence, but in this kind of titles, they give enough information and it's not too long. It's okay. Perhaps they are not perfect, but it's good enough. So, whatever, just remember, for the good title, we should present the fewest possible words that can describe the contents of the paper. This just remember the definition, good title definition. Thank you for your attention. This is the end for this part.